Hey guys, I'm Mrs. Lamphere and I'll be your teacher for web design class this semester. I'm really excited to have you in this class. It's pretty fun. We're going to build some websites, a few websites from scratch with HTML code, and then towards the end of the semester we'll start working with sort of a web developer software. So it'll be pretty fun. So this is just a short video kind of welcoming you to class and giving you a brief tour of our classroom. So this is our course homepage, and like I said, my name is Mrs. Lamphere. And I should mention while you're watching this video, make sure you are completing the assignment that goes along with it. So I will have K-mailed this to you in the morning, so you can either check your K-mail for the assignment or you can go to this Dropbox link here, and there's a Word document that you can download. It looks a little bit like this, so make sure you are responding to these questions as you are watching the video, and then when you're finished you will submit that to the Dropbox, and that'll be your first assignment for this course. So like I was saying, this is our course homepage. This part in the middle, this is where I'll be posting any class announcements. You might see one a week or a couple a week, or if I don't have anything new to announce, you might not see it for a while. So that's where any important announcements will go. Over to the right, you'll see our class content links, and then to the left is where we have our assignments coming up, showing you kind of what's coming up on your course calendar. So to start off with, for you to access any of the text, assignments, quizzes, and exams, make sure you're going to the Content tab to get to any of those. And so under the Content tab, you'll see this is where you can access all the units, the course materials. Let's look at a couple things in here. You can find the syllabus in here, your teacher contact information, that's me. If you ever need to get a hold of me via the telephone, here's my phone number here to my office line. If a lot of times I'm in Class Connects or in a meeting with a student or on the phone already, so if I don't answer the phone, make sure you leave a message. And be sure to leave me your name, what class you're in, what assignment you're needing help on so that I can be prepared ahead of time when I go to call you back. And be sure to leave me your phone number. A lot of students forget to leave me what number to reach them at, and I don't have caller ID on the way this phone's set up, so make sure you leave me a phone number to get back to you. Here's a little more information about myself, so make sure you read up on that. Back in our course materials, let's talk about our attendance policy. This is kind of a school-wide policy. Make sure you're attending all Class Connect sessions, especially for this web design class. Things can get a little confusing, so make sure you're coming to our Class Connects, and we will make sure everybody's on the same page regarding assignments and expectations and all that good stuff. And I also want to point out students should expect to work on assignments, study, take notes in this class for approximately 1 hour per day. Okay, that's all of your classes. You should be working in every single class for about an hour every day. And in this class, the way I set it up with the calendar, that it should be about an hour a day. Some days it'll be less, other days it might be a little bit more, but it'll probably average out to about an hour a day if you're putting in the time and effort that you should be. So that's our attendance policy. Let's go back here and look at our late work policy. So with our late work policy, for an example, if something's scheduled for you to complete on a Tuesday, that means it's due that Tuesday, and you have until that following Sunday to get it submitted before it turns into a 0 in the gradebook. Now, after it becomes a 0 in the gradebook on that Sunday, you have 1 more week, which we call the 1-week grace period, for you to submit that assignment without any penalty. Okay? So again, if it's assigned on Tuesday, it's due Tuesday. It goes in, if you don't hand it in by Tuesday, it goes in as a 0 by that following Sunday, and then you have 1 more week from Sunday to the next Sunday before that 0 becomes permanent and the assignment is no longer accepted. So make sure you are staying on schedule, getting your work turned in on time, and If you do fall a little bit behind, you have a whole entire week for a grace period. So I think that's pretty generous. So take advantage of that if you're falling a little bit behind. If for some reason something comes up and you are not going to get something in before the grace period is over, get in touch with me. Let me know what's going on. I'll work with you and we can figure out a backup plan. But you got to let me know ahead of time. Don't come to me a month later and say, oh, I want to turn that assignment in from a month ago. That's not how it works. You got to hold yourself accountable, stay on schedule, so you don't get too far behind. Okay, so that was our late work policy. Make sure you read through the rest of the information in here. Oh, I know a lot of you like to skip over the course overview in most of your courses. In this class, it's really important that you read through the course overview, particularly this last section, download resources and zip assignments. You must read this through this section because in this section is a very important folder that we need in order for you to complete some of the assignments in this course. So on the very first page of that section, it says download course resources. You're going to need to download, not this top part, but this bottom part, Tech 040 course resource files. Click on that link and you should see a zipped file downloading. I'm using Google Chrome, so if you're using Firefox or Internet Explorer, it might look a little different from this right now. But you're going to download the course resource files. And I've got mine downloaded here now. And what you're going to need to do is unzip it because it's a zipped file. And so you're going to open that file up, and you'll just, once you open the zip file that you're downloaded, you're going to see just another file with the same name. And we're going to drag that over into our web design folder. So you should have, hopefully by now you've created a folder for each one of your courses. And so you're going to drag that course resources folder into your web design folder because there's information and objects in here that we're going to need for some of our upcoming projects. So download that course resources folder. Okay. And make sure you're saving it within your web design folder. Something else this section talks about, I'm not sure what page it's on. Oh, actually, so this Blue Griffin program is another option you're seeing up here at the top. Wait to download this, okay? I think this is only like a 30-day trial, so if you download it too soon, it's going to expire before we get to it, because we're not going to use this till the very end of the semester. So wait on downloading the Blue Griffin. The course resources is what you need right away. Okay, the next part I wanted to talk about was when you're turning in assignments. A lot of these assignments call for you to zip the folder that you're submitting. So in case you've never done that before, it might offer you a program, Zip7 I believe it is, for you to download. You don't need to do that. Most computers these days come with, will automatically zip folders. So just to show you real quick, and we'll go over this in Class Connect as well, but whenever you want to zip a folder, and to zip a folder means you're going to include everything that's in that folder in your assignment submission. So if I was to submit this course resource file folder for an assignment, it's because I wanted to include all of these other items within that folder. So I need to zip it in order to make sure it stays together. So if I just right click on that folder and I go down to send to compressed zipped folder, that will compress and zip the folder for me, and then then it would allow me to submit this to the Dropbox. Okay, so we'll go over that more later. I'm just letting you know you don't need to download any additional zip program because you should see it when you right click, go down to send to, you should see a compressed zipped folder option on your machines. So we don't need to zip this right now though, so we can go ahead and delete that extra copy we just made. Okay. So like I said, make sure you're reading over the rest of this course overview unit. There's not really anything graded in there, but it's just to make sure that your computer is set up and ready to go for this class. The first kind of course unit, that really where we have assignments and stuff, is this planning and organizing unit. And you're going to notice with every unit there is a study guide. These study guides are required and they are a graded assignment. So when you click on the study guide, there's a link here to a Word document that you can download. And then as you're reading through the text, make sure you answer the questions in the study guide. And then when you come to any quizzes or assignments or exams, make sure you're using that study guide to help you out with those. So yes, the study guide is a graded assignment. And the rest of the content tab, so again, this is Unit 2. This is all the material within Unit 2. Each of these are different sections. So this is where you can access all the content. In order to see when these items are assigned, you're going to go to the Plan tab. So the Plan tab is how we get to the calendar of assignments and to find out when they're due. So if we look at the month view, you can see I have something scheduled for you each day of the week. Usually just Monday through Friday. If you see something that overlaps onto the weekend, it just means I'm giving you, it might start on Friday and then I might give you to the following Tuesday to get it submitted. So it just kind of carries over onto the weekend. But so here's our class plan laid out in the month view. So when you click on an assignment, if you click once, it kind of pops up and gives you a little more detail about that assignment. If you select more, it'll take you directly to that assignment link for you to access whatever attachment goes with that assignment. Same with the readings. So for instance, on this first day, you are to read the course overview. So I assigned the whole course overview. So anything within that you should be reading. And they're really fast reads, so don't stress out too much about it. Okay, so how this class plan works is if you see something assigned on a certain day, it's typically due that day. So for instance, the role of a webmaster, that reading is assigned for that day and you should be completing it that day. Some of these assignments are, I give you several days to complete. For instance, this Unit 2 study guide, you'll see it starts on September 1st and you have until September 10th to turn that in. So some of these carry over on several days, but a lot of the times, if it's assigned for that day, it means it's due that day. Okay, as far as Class Connects go, I actually saw the incorrect time posted for our Class Connects, so I had to run in and fix that real quick. Our Class Connects are scheduled for Tuesdays at 11 a.m. So every Tuesday at 11 a.m., that's when we'll get together for our Class Connects. A lot of times we will look over assignments together, answer any questions you guys have, and clarify any concepts from the text. So again, this is our entire assignment calendar, and I don't know why this is in there. Class Connects are Tuesdays at 11, and so that's our monthly view. My favorite view, if you wanted kind of the easiest way to look at things to do that day, would be to go to the day view. This is my favorite view, and whatever day you're working on, you just kind of use it as a little checklist of things you need to work through for that day. But there's also the weekly view, which to me is a little harder to kind of understand, or the monthly view, which doesn't give you the full title of each thing you should be doing, but if you click on it once, it will expand for you. So, and I believe the last question on your video assignment is to navigate to October 1st and figure out everything that is due that day. And once you have that completed, oh, one other thing I guess I wanted to point out for this class, because I did go through some of these assignments you're going to find are a little challenging when it comes to typing up your HTML code. So what I'm going to do, and I posted kind of an example for the Create an Invitation assignment. So we're going to make a web page, and I actually am going to post videos of myself completing all of these different assignments, because it can be hard to go from the instructions to the back and forth from the instructions to your web page. So I have these video tutorials completing the assignments and showing you how to do them. So when you click on an assignment, within that assignment, you're going to see a link to the actual instructions. So for instance, this is the Create an Invitation assignment. When you go under Digital Materials, Graded Assignment, Create an Invitation, those are the actual instructions for the assignment. And so you'll want to download those, the instructions for each assignment. And then the second link is the grading rubric. So that just kind of lays out exactly what I'm looking for when I go to grade your assignment. Did you use the correct colors? Did you include all the correct titles and subtitles? Different things like that. So that's how a lot of these assignments in this class will work. It's okay, here's a website we're going to build. Here's how you're going to build it. Here's a step-by-step video on how to build it. And then here's a rubric to make sure you've completed all the steps. And then you will zip that folder and submit it to the Dropbox. So we'll talk more about that at our Class Connect session. This is pretty much all I wanted to cover during this welcome video. So make sure you're answering those questions and getting submitted to the Dropbox. And I will see you guys on Tuesday at 11 at our first Class Connect. See you then.